Yo, what is up? Elden Ring video, and this video here I'm going to talk about my Night Sorc build. Now this build is just a blueprint. It's not meant for you to only use Night Sorcery magic. I mean, you can beat every boss only using these spells if you wanted to, but that's not like ideal way to play. But I'm just going to give you the blueprint of it. Now my character is over leveled because this is my main character. Just made it easier for me to switch up the items that I was able to use, and the stats were ideal for the build, even though this wasn't what I was using originally. So just a FYI, normally I would stop at around 150, maybe 200. I know that is pretty much what a lot of people choose to do. So with that, let's talk about the attribute points. So 80 intelligence is a must because this is an int-based build. Now, like I said, you're not necessarily only going to be using these spells. So the other attributes can, you can put what you want into them. I definitely recommend at least 50 vigor for it because you are going to be a glass cannon, a couple hits and you're probably going to die. So not wearing like full armor with like over 51 poise, if you get hit, then like twice, you're probably dead by most of the bigger bosses, or very low on health. So vigor definitely around 50. Mind, you want at least 20 if possible, and probably more because that's going to determine how many times you can cast a spell before needing to drink a flask. Endurance, whatever you see fit. Strength, whatever you see fit. Dexterity, this is another important one. Honestly, I would want at least 40 in dexterity, maybe 35, but the amount of dexterity you have is going to help you cast these spells faster. So the more dex you have, the faster that you can cast. So I have 50. Like if you're playing to 200, I definitely would go 80, 50, 60, like 60 vigor, 50 dex, 80 intelligence, then whatever else you want to put into faith or arcane. Now, I am utilizing the Sword of Night and Flame because this does cast a night spell. Now, with that, you have to have at least 24 faith. Everything else, your strength, you need to have at least 12, but the dex and int, we should have that covered already anyway. So maybe, you want to put a little bit into faith, or you could equip, different, gear like armor, maybe that boosts faith, or you could use a talisman. I am using the black knife complete set. This right here, whoops, quite makes it so that your footsteps make no noise, completely silent. It muffles the sound of the footsteps. The armor, the chest armor does. I don't believe that the gloves, yeah, crafted with skill armor, that makes no sound. And then the legs, and then the hood. The hood doesn't matter, so you could go with the black hood, the confessor hood, the skeletal mask. I just put this the black knife hood. I thought that one looks cool. I think the confessor hood looks cool. I think the black hood, but I just went with the whole theme. This one doesn't matter. The other ones do have it so that you don't make any sound when you move, and you can see, look, you get a slight little ting ting when you roll. But other than that, the idea of a Night Sorc build is because you are going to use invisibility spells to make yourself invisible, and you want to, it's basically a sneak build. You have stuff like this ambush shard, which is really good, that actually attacks from behind. So you be in front of them, you cast it, and you attack from behind. You have unseen form right here, which when you cast makes you almost invisible, although I have the black knife on, so it already has that effect. Eternal darkness blinds enemies in front of you. You have the Night Maiden's Mist. This is going to take health when it hits them. So like you're fighting Melania, you cast this. Every time she walks into it, it's going to take a little bit of her health. Night Shard is one that I rarely ever use. So this one, right, like there's no positive reason to use Night Shard over Night Comet. Night Comet costs more FP, but it's So it's I think it's 21. Let's just look real quick. It's 21 FP versus 7, I believe. But the thing about it is the difference is it's going to do more damage, like way more damage, like 2,000 damage to like 700. You're going to get way more than 3 times the damage than you would with Night Shard. Yeah, Night Shard is 7, Night Comet is 21. Now, if you are low on FP, there's nothing wrong with using this. Another spell that I really don't keep equipped much is the Unseen Blade. Now, if you cannot equip the Sword of Night and Flame, which is a really good weapon, like low-key, it's really good. So like I said, you can mix other weapons in here, but the idea of the Night Sorc is to use the Night spells, and these spells are without glint. So that's what makes these spells, you know, like the Magic Comet is the same as, you know, if we come down here, it's the same as the Great Comet. And if you look at the, you know, right here, it's a glintstone sorcery. And then if you read the Night Comet here, it's one that has lost its glint, more or less, is what the Night, you know, sorceries are about. So with that said, a couple things here. I also have Terra Magica. Now, it's going to be really helpful for stuff like Night Comet because this is a really powerful spell. It's definitely in the top 10 for best spells because it does a lot of damage, and there's ways to boost it. So the first one, we have a Dagger here with Ash of War, Golden Vow. Equip that, and then you dual wield the Staff of Loss, the 2 Staff of Loss. So you see right here, Staff of Loss. It's a glintstone staff, and I believe if you, let me see, can you look at the, let me see if it says where it is. It's that casting invisibility sorceries. Yeah, it doesn't say that. It doesn't say, but it boosts invisibility sorceries. But if you have 2 of them, it will overpower 4 spells. Like it will boost them up. 2 of them though are not going to make a difference. So Night Comet and Ambush Shard both get a positive effect from having 2 Staff of Loss. Eternal Darkness and Unseen Blade do as well. But here's the problem: Unseen Darkness does no damage. It just kind of blinds the enemy. And then Unseen Blade, if you equip this to, say, the Dagger, for example, you're not equipping 2 Staff of Loss, so you're not getting the boost. So it boosting that makes no sense. But you can, you know, you can come here and actually, this one does not equip to it. Maybe because I have Golden Vow on it. I'm not sure, but you can just grab or maybe it's only swords. We can grab another weapon here and just equip it. Like, grab the short sword here, for example, and, you know, I have the invisible blade. You see it's in my hand. And then when it comes back, but see, again, I don't have 2 Staff of Loss, so it's not really benefiting from that particular boost. So it doesn't really make sense to use that. Definitely you want to go with the Sword of Night and Flame and level that. This is a really powerful weapon. One of the better swords in the game. It does have this particular weapon art. So you have the flame there, and then for your night sorcery, it's going to be your R1. Well, it's going to be your weapon art, so it's L2 R1. And, you know, you're getting not only the Azure Comet animation, but you're also getting this Night Comet. And it does a lot of damage. It is really OP. You can beat every boss in the game. If you have time to get that spell off, it will stagger. It will deplete a lot of their health. Now, gameplay-wise, let's just do a little walkthrough here in the Celia Tunnel. I think I need to go back up here. And we're going to try some of the sneak stuff here with this. Now, Unseen Form doesn't make you 100% invisible, but it does help. And we're going to use Night Comet here. Now, Golden Vow will give you a 15% boost to your damage and a 10% boost to damage negation. We'll see if we can sneak past all these with Unseen Form. They're not even... Yeah, they just keep working. They're not even paying attention to you. We'll get over here in the dark. Whoops. Normally he would attack and the one up here on the top would attack. Let's see. Does he see me? He does not see me. I can go back down here, equip my Unseen Form again. Because it only lasts a very short period of time. Let's see if he sees me. He does not see me. So like I said, it's a very stealthy build. And then I can just go ahead and delete him with the Night Comet. Lock onto him. One tap, 2,400 damage. Now, I'm not going to be able to redo this, but we're going to run past everything. So, Unseen Form come off. Let's see if we get attacked here. I want to reset it. Yeah, look. You see how I got attacked? Without Unseen Form? He attacked me. Maybe because I was running and wasn't sneaking. But this time I'm not going to use Unseen Form. And let's see how far we get. So like I said, it's a very powerful... Night Comet is very powerful. You put Magiterica down. And Magiterica is going to give you a 35% boost to your damage. So like Night Comet with Golden Vow, it does stack. You're going to get a huge boost. So right here, I'll try to sneak without Unseen Form and see if they see me. Because we're not making any footsteps. There's the one up there. These ones haven't noticed me sneaking yet. Again, I'm not making any footsteps, so that definitely helps. And look, he's seen me. See if I could hit from behind now with Unseen Form. I'm running. Look, he doesn't even see me run past him with the Unseen Form. Remember a minute ago he attacked me. So like I said, it's a very stealthy build. You can do a lot of damage with these spells. Now, I want to talk about the Talisman here. So there are a couple that you could use, okay? So Godfrey Icon, first up. Godfrey Icon and Arrow Reach Talisman are ones that you change out for certain situations. So you definitely always want to keep Magic Scorpion, and I definitely would probably keep Graven Mass Talisman because that's going to give you more attack power. Now, Godfrey Icon, this only works with the Night Comet because this is a charged spell. So it will do more damage. And Arrow's Reach doesn't work with Night Comet, but it works with your second best spell, the Ambush Shard. So let me show you how the Ambush Shard works. So, like, if I were going to be using the Ambush Shard, I would get rid of Godfrey Icon, and I would either go with Radagon Icon or Graven School Talisman for more damage. Radagon Icon is going to allow you to cast the spell faster, so I do like that and recommend it. And that's probably what I would use, to be honest. So we'll go with Unseen Form again. Now, if you watch my video on the gravity spells that I uploaded, I will link that down below if you want a gravity build. The Arrow Reach Talisman works with Ambush Shard the same way it works with the Ambush Shard. See how far that is? Now, know if I'm gonna be able to exactly do it, but we'll go right here and we'll try to respawn him without the arrow reach talisman, and I'll just show you the difference. And I don't know exactly where I was, but I'm just gonna show you like without that talisman. You know, you can see it with the gravity spell as well. So equipment, so we'll come here and I'll just equip more damage. But Godfrey icon with the dex definitely helps the casting, definitely helps you cast these spells a lot faster. And they, you know, they do stack. All right, so now we're going to use the ambush shard, and we have that talisman unequipped. And I think I was about right here, I think. So I'm going to try to attack him. Now, you seen I was able to kill him last time? It doesn't even hit him at all. Now watch. Now I will equip it. Not moving. Same enemy. And look how I hit him. Boom. So that's why you want Arrow's Talisman. Again, it's situational. You know, if you're in a catacomb, you don't need Arrow Talisman to cast the ambush shard. You know, if you're in a small little fighting area, you're not going to need that. You know, it really just depends like what spells you want to use. Now, if you want to get the most out of like Comet Shard, you know, you go Godfrey Icon, maybe Graven Schoolmass, so that you get the most damage. There are other spells that you can, or other talisman that you could use in here. Max HP, you start off with a boss, throw the Ritual Sword Talisman on. It just raises attack power when HP is maximum. It works with spells. It works with Night Comet. So, I mean, you can get the most out of, you know, the most damage out of it. Honestly, I'd probably just go with Graven Mass Talisman, though. You know, damage negation. You need to boost up, you know, dex for casting time, intelligence. Maybe you don't have 80. Maybe you want to go like 60 intelligence. Boost it up to 65, get a little more damage. You know, you have stuff right here. You're also going, you know, oh, that's another one too. So if you're only going to level 150, you're not going to have as much mind. Maybe you only have like 20 or 25 mind. You could use the Cerulean Amber Medallion, like +2, +1, the basic one, and that's going to give you a little bit more FP. You know, you could use, which one is it? I think it's this one right here, Radagon Sword Seal. That's going to give you more dex, more strength, more endurance, more vigor. This one gives you more mind, which is going to be FP, and more intelligence, so you could do more damage. You could also, if you have some of the great runes, real quick, just to show you some of these great runes right here. You know, I have Godric's Great Rune. It raises all the attributes, but this is also a good one, Radagon's Great Rune, because it raises the maximum HP, FP, stamina. Now, this is not going to raise your stats, but Radagon's, the bar will get bigger. Like, you know, it may get like 10 or 15% longer. Like, so, you know, just as an example, you can see my stats here. You know, just for example, I have 80 intelligence, right? So if I unequip Godric's and put Radagon's, and we come to the status here, still have the same point, but I have more health. Like my, let me sit at the thing, my health meter actually goes up. And then like if you unequip it, you'll see that it loses a little bit of it. It's not going to show it because you have to equip it at the grace. Like if you were, you know, it's kind of like if you do something like you equip something like this right here, for example, you know, something like this. So this is going to give me, yeah, a little more FP. Now you see how my FP meter is not all the way full because I equipped that, it gave me a little more FP. So because I'm not at the bonfire or grace, you can't, it doesn't show the difference. Like it doesn't show like how much of a difference that really makes, if that makes sense. Anyway, that is the Night Sorc. Like I said, this is just a blueprint. Use it how you want. You know, hit that golden dagger with the dagger with the golden vow. You know, if you want to fight with the sword, you have the option. Armor, you can use what you want. I like this one just for the stealth capabilities of silent footsteps. I think that is, you know, it fits with the build. You know, not lore implications aside, if you don't care about lore aspects of, you know, using night sorceries for a night sorcerer and what armor you wear, if you just want something that fits into the build, that fits right into it with that, you know, silent footsteps and movement for the stealth capabilities. It's a really fun build. I've played with it the last like 2 days and played through almost the whole game. Fought a Millennia with it. I think I did everything except the ending with the build, like testing it out. And I did it both on PC as well as PlayStation, like playing through. And on PlayStation, my character level was only 150. And I played it, like I said, with the vigor. I think I had 50 vigor, 80 intelligence, and I had 20 mind, or maybe even 19 mind. So one way, and I talked about this in another video, but you can equip the Navy hood, which I don't have in my stash, and that gives you +1 mind. So if you know, you have the Navy hood, and so you have 19 mind. Let me see, I'll show you what it looks like real quick. It's very similar to these other ones. It's right here, the Navy hood. So if you equip it, increases mind. It gives you a +1 for it. So, I mean, and like I said, the Black Knife hood doesn't it doesn't have any effect on what you wear. So you can not only get the +1 to mind, but you can still have the quiet footsteps that the other 3 pieces provide. You know, so just as an FYI there. If you have any questions or comments about the Night Sorcery build, Night Mage, Sorc, whatever you want to refer to it as, feel free to leave that down below. But remember, dual Staff of Loss is a must, and whatever else you want to go with. There are no, one thing to note, there are no Ash of Wars for Night Sorcerer. Like, there is like one other thing too. Let me just show you. Like, I don't consider this a, I mean, I guess you could put it on here. It looks similar to it, and it's right with it. This looks, the Carrion Retaliation, so it retaliates with glint blades, which obviously all the Night Sorceries have lost their glint, but it does retaliate the particular spells. So that's something. So, I mean, you can use this as a way to block if you wanted to. Maybe you're using the, you know, the knife right here, and you're fighting someone, you know, say you're fighting Gideon, the all-knowing, like when you fight him toward the end of the game, he casts spells, so you could use this for magic and then, you know, fight him with the Sword of Night and Flame. I don't consider that a Night Sorcery, and it's not listed as one, but it's kind of similar, and it is right next to it, so, you know, just throwing that out there. But there is no, like, honestly, when I'm playing, this is how my loadout looks right here. I use Night Comet, I use Ambush Shard, I use Unseen Form. I like the Night Maiden's Mist a lot, and let me just show you a demo of that. I know it's a longer video, but all these videos that I'm making are 20-30 minutes long because, you know, I want to just make sure that I include everything that I think of. I do have some written stuff on here. So with the Terra Magica 2, like when you're fighting a boss, you can cast this at the fog door in the small areas. Like, just push up on the fog door and cast it. When you walk through that fog door, it's already cast. And I want to talk about another thing too. I wanted to talk about the wonders, the physic flask. So let me just show you Night Maiden's Mist here. We'll just put it on this enemy, and I'll show you how it takes the health from him. You see his health bar going down? So it's basically doing like damage over time. As long as he's in that mist, it's just going to keep evaporating his health. This works on Millennia, just as an FYI. Now the physics flask, really there's only one that that you need. The other one, use what you want. And that's going to be the magic shrouding cracked here. That's going to boost your magic attack. So you walk through that fog door, you know, you put down your Terra Magica, you're standing at the end of the room, crack your flask, and then start just spamming that Night Comet to do as much damage as possible. The second one, this one right here is really good for certain enemies like the Platus, how you say his name, the dragon, because you can stand right up underneath him and any non-physical damage, he does the lightning damage attack. Sometimes he will swipe and you will take damage, but like the lightning damage, like when he's putting all those, like the lightning damage around you, it's going to convert that into HP. So you know, I mean, it's almost like being invisible. You could also use this. It's not going to have any FP cost. This is one that I like. This right here, temporary boost all damage negation. And then there is one that I think it negates all damage. Which one is it? Just boost all the damage negation. Oh, this one right here enhances charged attacks. So the Comet is a charged attack, or if you're using the Sword of Night and Flame, you're using the weapon art. Like say you're using the Night Comet, you could use this. It enhances charged attacks. So just as an FYI, you know, if you're using, you know, this is a charged attack, so it will enhance it. So just a FYI there with the Physic Flask too. I think that covered all bases of the Night Circ build. Like I said, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave it down below. Hopefully someone out there found this video helpful, or give you a blueprint on, you know, different types of astrologers, sorcs, mages, wizards, witches, whatever, to play, you know, within Elden Ring. It's all about like just having fun and finding different things, different builds, whatnot to play with. Check my other videos out though. You know, I got ways to increase intelligence. I've got a couple different builds: Fire Mage, Gravity Mage, Frost Mage. Just search my Elden Ring playlist and you'll see the videos down there. That's the video. I'm out. Hope everyone has a great day. Peace.